When it comes to hooking shrimp in the head, this area right here, I don't know if you can see it, it's like a dark spot, is where the brain is located of the shrimp. You do not want to pass the hook through that area. But up there is the horn, as you can see, and when it comes to hooking shrimp, you want to hook the shrimp below the horn, about right there. That's where I like to hook my shrimp, and they'll stay alive all day until they get eaten by a fish. So take your hook and begin to slowly work it through the shell of the shrimp. This is how it should look when the hook is partially through the shrimp's shell. Now continue to slowly work the hook through the shell, and the hook will find its way through and pop out. And it's just that simple, and that shrimp will last a very long time. And since the hook is fully exposed, it will hook the fish once the fish grabs the shrimp. Another way to hook live shrimp is through the tail. Simply take your hook, position it on the middle of the shell, then apply pressure to push the point of the hook through just like that. Now slowly work the hook through and it will come out the other end of the shrimp. Shrimp do kick backwards when they are fleeing from a predator, so tail hooking a shrimp and reeling in slowly allows for a natural presentation. Another way to hook a shrimp is on a jig head. Once again, avoid passing the hook through that brown area which is the shrimp's brain. Take the tip of your hook and go through the underside of the shrimp's head. When passing the hook through the shrimp's head, try as hard as possible to come out through the middle, right next to the horn of the shrimp. Having the hook come out right next to the horn of the shrimp will allow the shrimp to sink more naturally in the water. And this is how it should look. For tail hooking a shrimp on a jig head, take the tip of the hook and place it on the underside of the shrimp. Apply some pressure to the hook and it will go through the meat, and once again, make sure the hook goes through the middle of the shell. And that's how a tail hooked shrimp should look on a jig head. You can also thread the tail end of a shrimp on a jig head. You do this first by pinching the head off the shrimp, just like that. And now you are left with the tail end of the shrimp. Now take the hook and go through the middle of the meat until the shrimp begins to curl along the hook. Once the shrimp covers the bend of the hook, then it's time to poke the tip of the hook through and slide the shrimp up onto the jig head. Continue to push the shrimp up on the jig head, and this is how it should look. You can also put the front end of the shrimp on a jig head. Begin by pinching off a piece of the tail end. Then take your jig head and once again make sure it goes through the middle part of the meat. And once the meat bends around the hook, push the tip out. Then slide the shrimp up onto the jig head.